All right, it's Fraser Smith here with PPG, and we have
Marcus Hayden.
And you just did what?
Just won YCS Minnesota.
And what deck did you play?
Metalfoes.
All right, let's see it.
Alright, so first card, Rescue Rabbit. The quick thing I want to say about this, it was actually put in last minute, and a lot of people were saying like this card's actually not good in this deck, but I completely disagree. Like if it fuels your extra deck at worst, or even exceeds something, and since we don't play actual outs like anti-spell, this is one, so like, that was awesome. Only anti-spell I saw, I drew this, so.
Nice.
Luster, obvious.
Best card.
Yeah, literally the best card.
Yep, by far.
Double Nexi, broken, and 2 eccentrics. Like,
You didn't want to play 3?
no, because you normally when you out stuff, like you want to out like strike and whatnot, but you have other cards to do it like fusion, and this doesn't actually add to anything unless you draw a Gofu like on its
You don't
own.
play combination, so it doesn't have.
No, I don't play combination. Right. The other best card, because it gets you your best card.
Yep.
Boku. Like being untargetable is probably the best thing about him. 3 Gofus. I don't know why, but people strike this card a lot, and they probably shouldn't. They should strike Pendulum Summons.
That's actually really bad.
3 Jowgen. I versed 3 Blue Eyes, and literally just almost auto win every time. They could clear 1, not always have the second.
All right. It takes luck to win.
Yeah, it seriously does. Then you got your standard 3 each.
Yep.
Yeah, so.
6-8, 6-1.
Yep. 3 Desires. I feel like I always drew this card in multiples, but I mean, it's not bad. If you draw 2, it's still like you get extra card in hand still.
Yeah.
So. Or pays for it. So 3 Decisions.
How do you feel about that?
So initially, I was playing 2 for the longest time, and I argued that playing 3 was awful. Like my test group, they all wanted to play 3, and I'm like, no, that's awful. Like I hate opening multiples. And it actually happened to me a couple times where I opened multiples. But it's an engine starter because it gets you to your Metalfoes. Like 15 is probably the best ratio for Metalfoes, and like you only have 12, so you kind of have to play these. And yeah, I didn't want to play Summoner's Art because you never really like. I'd rather have option of getting a low or a high
Than just a high every time.
Yeah, and honestly, part of me wants to play combination when I play 3 of this card, but I don't know. That card's like kind of bad. 1 Fusion, obviously. I played 1 Upstart, 39. Like I know a lot of people are playing more than like 40 and like weirder different variants, but like I want to see Raccoon or Gofu as much as I possibly can. Right. So if I can play 39, I will. 3 counter and 1 emptiness.
Yep.
This auto wins against like everything. Counters why you get to play every game. I'll go on to the side first. Double MST. Initially, my group and I were deciding like Typhoon, MST, Twisters, which is better. And they all have their own scenarios in which they're better, but this is like the most versatile against everything. And like my deck loses to strike, and basically if I don't open this and they have like anti-spell or something, I'm probably gonna lose anyways because I have to wait 2 turns to like do anything. So I figured I'd rather just go for strikes and like Typhoon for that purpose. 2 Cyclone, kind of the same thing. Maybe should have played 3, I don't know.
That card's outrageous.
Yeah. This won me my last game in the finals, actually. I literally had nothing. He had like a full board. I ripped this. I set a fusion off of one of my Metalfoes, and he bull rushed the Cyclone to banish it. So then I activated this, set everything, and next turn I drew Bomboku, and I already had set scales, so I was able to come back and just win. Best card going first against like almost everything, other than like BA and I guess Magic Specters, but you still sided in against them. Then we had 2 Storming. I actually never sided this card in because
that seems really sus.
Yeah, it was for like contesting. It actually wasn't bad against like BA or Cosmo, but like I would just side in other cards and be like, yeah, this card is like way worse than other cards I could be siding.
Yeah, I know that feeling. You get to the YCS and then you start looking at your side deck and you're like, I'm never putting this in.
Yes, exactly. 2 Sticky String. There's only one time where like I resolved a Sticky String and then summoned Kieran and was able to like loop it a couple times.
What deck was it against?
I think Magic Specters. Yeah, Magic Specters.
Okay.
And then 2 Valor. I know a lot of people don't like Valor, but if I verse Draco Pals or Mermails, I always side in this card because it prevents me from getting killed and from them setting up. and because I don't really play a lot to like out those decks going second or going first or second, like so. I don't know. This card's just busted against like rogue for the most part.
Yeah. One turn kill decks.
Yeah. Next we got the Metalfoes, you know, for Jowgen lock, and like my first game in the finals actually, I made Metalfoes with like I Tzolk'in and Crystal Wing, because I knew if I can save Tzolk'in or Crystal Wing for a turn, that means I save Tzolk'in for a turn, which means I get to summon another Synchro next turn. So like.
So you set that play up turn 1.
Yeah, turn.
That's actually really broken.
It was upsetting.
Did you ever get the Jowgen even or anybody?
It might have happened a couple times. Like everything's surreal right now, dude. I don't remember. Yeah, Break Sword. Obviously, this came up a lot. This came up once. Castel. This never came up, but you still have to play it.
That never came up?
Never once.
Wow.
Yeah, I would just kill them with Orichalc, like, because people put their stuff in defense also for some reason. Then Orichalc. My favorite play with this card was when I versed Psyframes and I baited out something while he didn't have the field spell. And then I just dropped this with the Volflame and just attacked over both their 0 defenses. That was the most awkward round too. Tzolk'in, obviously. You play Black Rose because like this card's actually like good right now because you can just blow up boards with like a bunch of counters and stuff, and they just don't get anything out of it. And on top of that, you can Tzolk'in it if you have to.
What?
Huh?
You said you could Tzolk'in on Black Rose?
Yeah, can't you? Isn't it a
no, you can't.
7 or 8?
When would that ever come up?
No, I mean if it came up, like if
Yeah.
you had to. Like if you couldn't get to your level 2.
Yeah.
Does it?
No.
Void Ogre? Maybe it does, I don't know.
No,
It
that part
never
is
came up.
correct. But I'm thinking if there's a plant in the graveyard, maybe. But I'm thinking there's no plants. So.
Sure. Void. Crystal, obviously. Spark. I had a round where I sparked and drew this Vanities for turn. And oh my, or not for turn, off of Fusion. And it was amazing.
no.
I just set it like, yeah,
It
just auto
happened.
one.
So you summon Spark first, and everything is after it.
Yeah, like none of the other options were good. I was just gonna use it so I didn't die. And like, and then after that, I'm like, oh, well now I win. So like, yeah. And then Omega, I thought I was gonna summon this because in testing I summoned a decent amount, but I kind of wish it was Scarlet.
Yeah,
for, like,
Omega was terrible for me this weekend.
Yeah. That's the profile. I got a couple shout-outs.
Yeah, give out shout-outs.
My testing group, basically all of Cancer Chat, like Faisal Khan, Imran, Dan Ibarra, Alex, Nick, Thomas, Frank at home, Kyle. All of them were great. Like we meet up like 3 or 4 times a week, and with DN down, like that's almost necessary to like do well and understand like how the meta is going. Also shout out to Frazier, giving me some inspiration beforehand, and literally telling me like he thought it was my time. He told me my win was coming soon. So like
I'm
it
really,
came
really happy for you, man.
before the tournament even started. Like that's how absurd this is.
It is actually kind of surreal. Like we talked about this before it happened.
But
Yep, you are the champion, man. YCS Minneapolis 2016.
Feels great.
Marcus Hayden. Congrats.
thanks.
Thanks.